Admiral William Carter stood at the wide observation window aboard the ESS Vengeance, his sharp gray eyes locked onto the stars and the massive station looming ahead. They called it the Galactic Concorde, a colossal wheel-shaped structure, its many spokes glowing softly in the black void. It was awe-inspiring and ominous at the same time. Carter, now 57, wore the weight of his years like his uniform, well-kept but marked with experience. His black hair, streaked with silver, framed a face carved by decades of choices no one should have to make. As he gazed out at the Concorde, a smaller vessel approached the station. On board that ship were Earth's finest diplomats, the last hope for a dream 2 decades in the making. 20 years earlier, humanity had joined the Galactic Council, a governing alliance of 17 powerful alien species who ruled over known space. Humans were the newcomers, the underdogs. But they'd proven themselves. They fought in the Council's wars, contributed ideas, adapted quickly. Now, Earth wanted a seat at the grown-up table, a full vote in the High Council and access to the advanced tech that only the elder races possessed. Leading the diplomatic charge was Ambassador Samantha Reed. She was bold, brilliant, and fearless. She'd been chosen to present Earth's case, to argue that humans had earned their place among the stars. Any updates from the ambassador? Carter asked, his voice low but tense. Officer Ryan Garcia glanced up from his console and shook his head. No word since they docked, sir. Carter didn't like that. Silence this deep into negotiations was a bad sign. Why now? He muttered under his breath. Everything was going smoothly. Suddenly, the main screen on the bridge flared to life. Lieutenant Olivia Martinez's face appeared, blood on her cheek, eyes wide with panic. She was one of Reed's security officers. Admiral. The Council has turned on us, she shouted. Behind her, the unmistakable sound of gunfire echoed. They've branded humans a threat to galactic stability. They're wiping out the diplomatic team. Carter's stomach dropped. What are you saying, Lieutenant? It was all a setup, she yelled, ducking as an explosion rocked the background. They never intended to accept us. They just used us, for our ideas, our soldiers, everything. Now they're eliminating us before we get too strong. She held up a data device. I'm transmitting their classified plans. They're launching simultaneous attacks, Earth, our colonies, everywhere. Then, the screen went white. Silence fell on the bridge like a blanket. Garcia's voice broke it. Data transfer complete, sir. Put it up, Carter ordered. Alien characters spilled across the screen, then shifted into English. The bridge crew stared in growing horror. The Council had voted, 14 in favor, 3 opposed, to eradicate humanity. Their reasoning? Preventive action against a destabilizing species. Cold. Clinical. Final. The files included target coordinates, Earth. Mars. Europa. The colonies in the Proxima system. Billions of lives marked for deletion. They're sending death fleets to every human world, Dr. Laura Wells whispered from her station. Her hands trembled. Children, families, Carter stared at the tactical display, where tiny red dots representing enemy ships crept toward human settlements. How long? He asked quietly. Commander Stephen Hall, his tactical officer, tapped quickly at his screen. 8 hours until the nearest fleet reaches Earth. 10 to 15 for the colonies. Carter straightened, voice firm. Send emergency code Alpha to all Earth units. Put every ship on alert. Contact planetary defense on all colonies. And I want a direct channel to Earth Defense Command. The bridge erupted into action. Alarms blared. Officers moved with purpose. Captain Natalie Reeves rushed in, eyes wide. Admiral, what's going on? The Council's true face, Carter said darkly. They've decided we're a threat worth exterminating. After 20 years of peace. Reeves asked, stunned. Dr. Wells looked up, her expression grim. According to these files, they've been watching us since day one. They're terrified of how fast we advance. Give us another decade, and we'd surpass them. This isn't war, it's fear. Carter's jaw tightened. So they struck first. The screen shifted again, now showing General Alan Foster at Earth Defense Command. His face was drawn and pale. Bill, tell me this isn't true. It is, Carter replied. The Council's made their move. Foster exhaled heavily. Half our colonies don't have finished planetary shields. They won't survive a full assault. Then we buy them time, Carter said. How many ships can we call on? 300, Foster answered. But they're scattered. It'll take time to bring them together. Carter stared again at the tactical map. Then, something clicked. They expect us to defend, he said slowly. To spread ourselves thin trying to protect every world. That's their play. Standard doctrine, Foster agreed. Then we break doctrine, Carter said. We consolidate everything. And we strike first. Foster blinked. You're talking about a direct assault. We hit the Galactic Concord, Carter said. Right at the heart of their command and control. We take the station, we disrupt their communications, and we prove we're not prey. That's a big risk, Foster warned. We lose everything. If we fight defensively, we'll lose anyway, Carter said. At least this way, we hit back. After a pause, Foster nodded. I'll make the call. The Security Council will approve it. We'll converge on your position in 6 hours. Once the connection ended, Carter turned to his crew. The Council thinks we're predictable, he said. They think they know how humans react. They think we'll run scared. But they forgot one thing. What's that, sir? Reeves asked. When we're cornered, Carter said, his voice iron, we fight. He looked out at the Galactic Concord, still gleaming in the void. All hands to battle stations. Prepare to receive the fleet. In 6 hours, we show them that betraying Earth was the worst mistake they've ever made. Across the void of human space, messages shot through the network. From asteroid bases to planetary strongholds, Earth ships mobilized. Not for defense, but for vengeance. This wasn't a war humans had started. But they were damn sure going to finish it. 6 hours passed faster than anyone expected. From across human-controlled space, ships began to arrive. First came the patrol craft from nearby systems, fast, maneuverable, and lightly armored. Then came the defense vessels from the outer colonies. Finally, the real firepower emerged, the heavy warships from Earth itself. Carriers. Dreadnoughts. Cruisers bristling with weapons. On the bridge of the ESS Vengeance, Admiral Carter watched as the fleet came together like a massive puzzle, each piece locking into place. He had never seen so many Earth ships in one place. Nearly 300 vessels now floated together in formation, different classes, different sizes, but with one mission. All ships have arrived, Admiral, Captain Reeves reported. The fleet's standing by. Open a channel, Carter said. The comm system connected him to every ship in the fleet. This is Admiral William Carter, he began, steady and clear. 20 years ago, humanity joined the Galactic Council. We came in peace. We fought their battles. We shared our knowledge. We trusted them. He paused, letting the words sink in. Today, that trust was shattered. The Council has voted to exterminate our species. Their fleets are already en route to our colonies, to our home. There was silence, save for the hum of systems on the bridge. They think we are weak, Carter continued. They believe we'll spread our forces thin, trying to defend every target. They expect us to be predictable. They think we'll fall apart. His voice rose with determination. We will prove them wrong. We will not defend, we will strike. We're going to the Galactic Concord. We're going to hit them where it hurts. He cut the broadcast and turned to Dr. Wells, who had been reviewing the data sent by Lieutenant Martinez. I found something in their files, she said, voice low. You need to see this. What is it, Doctor? They've been studying us, she said. Not just our technology. Our DNA. They've been collecting samples from our diplomats, our soldiers, even civilians. Captain Reeves leaned closer. Why? What were they looking for? Adaptability, Wells answered. Apparently, humans evolve faster than any known species. We're unpredictable, resistant to manipulation. Most of the Council races were genetically guided by older civilizations. But not us. We evolved naturally. That scares them. Carter's eyes narrowed. So they fear us not just for our weapons, but for what we might become. Exactly, said Wells. And some of them are jealous. The files suggest several Council species have reached an evolutionary ceiling. They can't grow anymore, not without artificial assistance. But we're still evolving. Carter shook his head. And instead of learning from us, they chose to wipe us out. Commander Hall, watching the tactical screen, called out, the Concord station just activated its defense grid. Their fleet is positioning around it. How many enemy ships? Carter asked. About 500, Hall replied. But most are lighter craft. Their real strength lies in the station's automated defense platforms, over 100 of them, all armed. Carter expected the numbers to be against them. That wasn't a surprise. What about our classified assets, he asked. Hall cracked a rare smile. Ready, sir. Adaptive shield systems are installed on half our fleet. And we've got quantum disruption torpedoes armed and loaded. And Captain Morgan? Carter asked. She and her stealth ships are in position, cloaked and waiting for your signal. Captain Patricia Morgan commanded Earth's most secretive force, an elite squadron equipped with next-gen stealth tech. While the rest of the fleet had assembled in plain sight, Morgan's team had quietly slipped past the Council's defenses and was now nestled just under the station's vulnerable underbelly. Time to move, Carter said. Send the signal. Morgan's team hits first, take out their command relays and disable their coordination. Then we go in full force. The command went out. From deep behind enemy lines, Morgan's stealth ship sprang into action. Cloaked vessels uncloaked mid-strike, unleashing precision attacks on the station's defense platforms. Explosions tore through the Council's outer perimeter as 6 key defense hubs were wiped out in the opening salvo. Direct hits, Hall confirmed. They're scrambling. They didn't even know we were there. Main fleet, advance, Carter ordered. The human ships surged forward, breaking into coordinated assault groups. But instead of a unified front, they split into unpredictable paths, attacking from angles the Council couldn't anticipate. They're trying to calculate our approach, Hall noted. But our tactics don't follow their models. Their battle AIs are struggling. Council ships opened fire. Brilliant beams of energy and glowing missiles streaked toward the Earth fleet. But many human vessels were now equipped with adaptive shields. Systems that didn't just block energy but redirected it, diffused it, or even turned it back at the attackers. Launch torpedoes, Carter said. From the larger Earth ships, sleek projectiles launched, quantum disruption torpedoes that phased partially through normal space, bypassing traditional shields. They detonated directly against hulls with devastating effect. Confirmed hits on 20 enemy ships, Hall reported. They're starting to break formation. A private comm light blinked on Carter's console. It was Captain Morgan. Admiral, the station's main communication hub is offline, she reported. They can't coordinate across the fleet. Good work, Carter said. Begin Phase 2. Take out their engines. Morgan's ships now focused on disabling the larger Council vessels, targeting their propulsion systems. Within minutes, massive enemy cruisers began to drift, powerless. In the chaos, some Council ships turned to flee. Others tried to regroup but failed without central coordination. Sir. Garcia called. Incoming message, from the Concorde itself. It's the Council. Put it through. The screen lit up to reveal a tall blue-skinned alien with wide eyes and an expression of forced calm. This is High Counselor Zara, the creature said. Cease your attack. There has been a misunderstanding. Carter's face remained unreadable. There's no misunderstanding. We intercepted your files. We know about the vote. The plan. The genocide. We're willing to reconsider Earth's status, Zara said. You had 20 years to treat us as equals, Carter replied. Instead, you plotted our extinction. Now you'll face the consequences. He ended the transmission. They're stalling, Carter said. Reinforcements are probably on the way. What's your order, Admiral? Reeves asked. Carter looked at the display. The human fleet had pierced the enemy perimeter. The path to the station was open. All ships, continue the attack. Target the station's docking bays and power hubs. We take the Concorde now. The fleet surged forward, leaving the burning wreckage of Council ships behind. The Concorde loomed larger and larger in their view screens, a symbol of power, of betrayal, and now, of vengeance. The Earth fleet pushed forward with relentless momentum. The Galactic Concorde, once the impenetrable symbol of Council power, now stood within their grasp. Its outer ring bristled with damaged turrets and flickering shield emitters. Fires raged across several docking bays, venting plasma and debris into the cold vacuum. Inside, panic spread among the station's civilian staff and lower-ranking officials. Many had been told humans were no real threat. Now, Earth's entire fleet was at their doorstep. Admiral, Garcia reported, we're getting surrender signals from multiple parts of the station. Ignore them, Carter replied without hesitation. I want the Council members. Nothing else matters right now. Dr. Wells moved quickly to Carter's side, her expression tight. Admiral, I've found something new in their research archives. What now? Carter asked. It's worse than fear, she said. They weren't just afraid of us. They were jealous. Carter raised an eyebrow. Jealous? Wells nodded and brought up the data on a nearby console. Several of the Council's founding species have hit an evolutionary wall. They've stagnated. No more biological growth. But humans? We're still changing. Still evolving. She pointed to highlighted sections. They've been secretly collecting human DNA, trying to splice in our adaptability. They wanted to unlock what makes us different. Human experimentation, Carter muttered, voice like stone. Add that to the list of crimes. The ship rocked slightly as an impact rattled the hull. Minor damage to decks 4 and 5, Hall called out. Shields holding at 80%. Carter turned to Reeves. Time to go. Take your team and prep for boarding. I want those Council members in custody. Yes, sir, she said, then left the bridge at a jog. On the tactical display, Carter watched as Earth ships executed precise strikes. Turrets. Power cores. Communication nodes. One by one, the station's defenses collapsed. Meanwhile, Captain Morgan's stealth team had already latched onto the underside of the Concorde, working their way toward its central systems. Morgan's team has secured the power core, Hall reported. Tell them to hold it, Carter ordered. Don't shut it down, we'll need it operational. Dr. Wells appeared again, concern etched on her face. Admiral, there's more. According to these files, 3 council races voted against the extermination plan, the Araxians, the Nomore, and the Castellans. Too little, too late, Carter replied. They let it happen anyway. A junior officer burst through the bridge doors. Admiral, we've decrypted more of the Council's battle plans. Reinforcements are on the way, from 6 systems. Carter took the data pad, scanning the arrival estimates. First wave in 2 hours. We need to wrap this up fast. The Vengeance moved in closer. The forward view screens showed damage along the station's structure, burned-out decks, breached docking bays, spinning wreckage. Captain Morgan confirms the power core is fully secure, Hall added. And Reeves has landed her boarding team at docking bay 12. Order Reeves to move on the council chambers, Carter said. I want those council leaders found now. Garcia's head snapped up. Admiral, another incoming transmission. This time from a different council member. Put it through. A tall, reddish-skinned alien appeared on screen, an Arisian. I am Counselor Drell, he said. Please. Stop your attack. My people voted against the plan to exterminate humanity. You did nothing to stop it, Carter replied sharply. You let them plan genocide. We were outvoted, Drell said. They threatened us with exile. But I can help you now. I have access codes. They'll give you control over the Concord systems. Carter hesitated. Send the codes. If they work, we'll remember your cooperation. Moments later, the codes arrived. Hall ran a quick verification. Confirmed. We have full access to internal defenses. Shut them all down, Carter said. Then locate every remaining council member. With internal scans now active, Earth forces quickly discovered that most council delegates had fled the upper decks. Some escaped in personal vessels. But 5, including High Counselor Zara, were barricaded in a secure conference chamber near the council hall. Captain Reeves, Carter said over comms. Change your target. Secure that room. I want them alive. 20 minutes later, Reeves reported in. Admiral, we've got them. All 5, Zara included. Bring them to the council chamber, Carter said. I'm coming aboard. He left the Vengeance, flanked by a small security team, and boarded a shuttle toward the now partially secured station. Inside, they passed through scorched hallways and broken gravity zones. The signs of close-quarters fighting were everywhere. Burned walls. Frozen blood. Shattered doors. At last, Carter stepped into the circular council chamber, now Earth's to command. Captain Reeves stood at attention as he entered. Admiral on deck. Carter nodded and walked slowly toward the 5 captured aliens. I am Admiral William Carter, he said. Your plan to erase humanity has failed. Zara raised her chin, her blue eyes defiant. You've won a battle, human. But the Council has ruled for 2,000 years. When our reinforcements arrive, you'll be crushed. They'll arrive to a very different situation than they expect, Carter replied. He placed his hand flat on the central council table. This station belongs to Earth now. We've used your own codes to send orders to your fleets, recalling them from their attacks. You forged commands, one of the aliens gasped. No, Carter said. We used your own access. Your own systems. Many of your ships already believe they're following your orders. The reptilian counselor snarled. You'll never control the council. We don't need to, Carter said coolly. Because the council no longer exists. You ended it the moment you voted for genocide. He turned to Reeves. Take them to holding. We have more important things to do. As the guards led the prisoners away, Dr. Wells arrived in the chamber, holding a datapad. Admiral, she said, we've accessed the full experimental database. It's horrifying. Medical testing. Forced DNA extractions. They violated every ethical code imaginable. Carter's expression hardened. Download it all. When this is over, they'll answer for every single one of those crimes. Outside the station, the Earth fleet had taken up defensive positions. Broken enemy ships drifted like skeletons across the starfield. The station's weapons, now under human control, scanned the void for signs of the incoming reinforcements. Send a message to Earth, Carter said quietly to Garcia, who had just arrived from the shuttle. The Concord has fallen. Humanity now controls the seat of galactic government. It wasn't over. Not yet. But Phase 1 was complete. And now, the real work, rebuilding the future, would begin.